Do you sometimes feel so happy to the point that you feel nothing's missing, and so you want to tell the whole world about it, but at the same time, you want to keep it for yourself? Once I read somewhere that long-term traveling is like life but on steroids. You experience sensory overload in each new place that you venture, but the feelings subside rapidly and you want to move on within a few days. Change may be the only constant in life, but it never leaves your side when you're traveling. You won't be able to go back to the way things were before. You have experienced and seen too much to go back to your life pre-traveling. The journey I undertook most recently was eye-opening and in some way life-changing. Naples was interesting. Pompeii welcomed me with a very nice weather. But what won my heart was Positano. How do you feel?
Happy with this view. It's like a dream.
April 10th, the time is 21:47. The adventure started with Callum aka Inglese being taught by Jacob aka Kuba how to drive a scooter, so he'll be prepared when the time comes. I must say it was pretty successful. After we made sure everything is packed and we are ready to go, without having any sleep, we head off to Centrale station in Milan at 4 am. There we got on the bus to Bergamo airport, which was going to take about 50 minutes to take us to the terminal.
Wake me up in Naples.
The four of us, including Daniela who came one day later, had fit our stuff in one suitcase, which was exceeding the weight limit a bit, and I was a bit worried that we might need to pay more, but Kuba was sure that there would be no problem.
Did it pass?
VIP.
We spent a decent amount on the airport waiting for the staff to start boarding, and it wasn't a surprise that the lack of sleep started to show an effect on us. This was the moment when we named the vlogging camera Gustav.
Значи този блок ще бъде на български, на полски, на италиански, френски и английски.
Спасибо.
The weather outside was rainy and very cold, which was not the best way to start our trip, but this didn't stop our excitement. The plane took off on time, and as usual, I took a well-deserved nap. At 9 am, me, Callum and Jacob were already in the taxi in Napoli to take us to our Airbnb. Unfortunately, our landlords told us that we have to wait some time in order to give them time to prepare the place. And so we started exploring. My first impression of the city was that it was pretty dirty, but it has very cute narrow streets that are typical for Italian old cities. We didn't walk a lot until we had to go back to the Airbnb and finally check in.
Okay, and what would be the price? What? Oh, just one day, just one day. Yes, 9 to 7. 40 euros, but last year it was 25 euros. I came to you last year, it was cheaper.
After a lot of talking, Jacob finally managed to make the deal for us to rent 2 scooters for a day on the price of 25 euros each. Success! Naples is the third largest city in Italy after Rome and Milan, and it's one of the most popular destinations in the entire Mediterranean region. The city is currently home to nearly 1 million residents, with several million more living in the surrounding districts. Interesting enough, the very first pizzeria in Italy and the entire world was opened in Naples in 1830. Everyone knows that eating the famous Napolitan pizza is a must-do when in Napoli. And so the first thing we had to do was to accomplish this. The darker it got, the closer we went to the coast side of the city, where we enjoyed the beautiful sunset over the Vesuvius. This day was a bit cloudy, so the view was not very clear, but still the colors of the sky were mesmerizing. Except for a chill walk around the city, we didn't do much because we wanted to save our energy for the following days when we had great plans ahead. We finished the day with watching a football match at a cafe in the heart of the city. It was a game between Arsenal and Napoli, and obviously the crowd there were cheering for Napoli, but it wasn't their lucky day. Well, I mean, there was one happy person from the whole situation. 5 minutes before the game was about to end, a heavy rain started pouring, and the projection on the big screen was stopped. But of course, that didn't stop the football fans from watching the game. Everyone started streaming it online, and people got even closer and happier no matter the result or the weather. On the way home, we stopped for our first gelato in Napoli to help Jacob swallow the pain of the loss.
How was the ice cream? What did you do?
It's dropping, you have to help me with this.
And that's how our first day in Napoli finished. Tired but excited about the next days, we fell asleep and started dreaming.